Ladies and gentlemen, federal employees, my name is Dallin Hawes and welcome to this episode. We're talking about today one of the most common and one of the biggest mistakes I see all the time in the first year of retirement. And it doesn't just have to be the first year of retirement, but it normally happens in the year before and the year after retirement. And in those times, if you could just get all the decisions right, just during those 2 years, right? That's crunch time. If you get those things right, you are going to set yourself up for an incredible retirement, and because those years affect a ton of things. So definitely don't make this mistake. Sometimes it's not the biggest mistake in the world, but sometimes it can be a big one. So today what I'm talking about now, if you're new here, before I dive into the actual episode, if you're new here, my name is Dallin Hawes, financial planner serving you guys as federal employees, and there's tons of great resources below in the description, whether it is a free copy of my TSP book, whether it is the webinar we do on the 7 biggest mistakes I see federal employees make all the time. This is actually a different mistake, right? Not those 7, but definitely check out. There's tons of great resources in the description below, as well as a place to submit questions that might be featured in a upcoming video. So let's dive in. The biggest mistake and one of the most common things I see all the time is people making big purchases in the year before and the year right when they retire. Big purchases. And it's pretty natural, right? For example, people want to buy their retirement home, or they want to buy that big boat, or they want to pay off their mortgage. They want to do all these big things because it's a big year of transition, which is natural. So it's not always bad, but just bear with me here. Bear with me. What normally happens is people make decisions, boom, right in retirement or right before retirement, before they actually know what their retirement's going to look like, what their cash flow is going to look like, what their expenses are going to look like, before they know exactly what they want their retirement to look like because they haven't actually lived it. Because let's be frank, I'm a huge advocate of planning and thinking, oh, what do I want to do in retirement? But at the end of the day, you don't know what you're going to want to do in retirement until you actually retire. That's when it's actually going to become crystal clear, is when you actually do it. Now, we could have some educated guesses, and that's wonderful, but we're not going to actually know. So be hesitant. Be very, very hesitant to make huge financial commitments in any direction, whether it's buying a massive house or whatever it is. Because normally what people do to finance these sort of purchases is, whether it's a big mortgage, or often the most common way is that, hey, look, I've got this massive amount in my TSP that I've worked hard to save. Let me just pull money from there and let me use that to go buy this boat, to buy this thing, whatever. And so there's a double whammy. First, they're buying something that they don't know if they're actually going to want or need or whatever. Second, they're taking money out of their TSP, which tends to be 100% taxable income, unless you have a Roth TSP, which most people don't have a sizable amount in there. So it's kind of a double whammy. First, they're getting killed in taxes early on, and their TSP, their potential of their TSP goes down dramatically. And again, they're not 100% secure in, okay, what do I want my retirement to be? Now, I'm not saying you can't go buy your big thing, and because retirement and life is about enjoying it. So if you want to go do something, by all means, go do it. All I am saying here is be cautious. Be cautious. Sometimes the best thing to do is let's test it out. If you want to go RVing across the country, what if you rented an RV? Is there any way to test out for a short time? Maybe you want to retire to Florida, to wherever. Maybe take a couple weeks off and maybe go rent a house there. Figure out what is it going to be. Do it, test it out in sample, or maybe go rent the first 6 months of retirement until you really nail down where you want to be in retirement or whatever it is. Is there any way to actually test it out? And if it is all it's meant to be, where you're like, wow, this is incredible, this is exactly what I want, great. Your retirement money is for you to maximize your joy, your life, your passion, your energy in retirement. It's up to you to make that decision on where to allocate those funds. My only thing is, don't allocate them prematurely, and ideally, we can fund it in a way without killing you in taxes. Now, sometimes we can spread the purchase out. Let's say you get a mortgage. Let's say you pay it off over some years, so we don't have that huge tax hit all at once. There's different things to consider. All I'm saying is I see this thing all the time. I see people getting super excited, and it's wonderful. Just be, whatever your goal is, what is the best way to do it, right? What is the best way to do it whether it is spreading it out or paying it with other funds or whatever. There's lots of different things depending on what your goal is, what your purchase is that you have, and we'll go from there. So if there's anything that you are really looking forward to maybe buy or spend time on, whatever it is for you in retirement, put in the comments below. Share. I'm sure the whole community wants to know what are other people planning on doing. Share, and we all will get better together. So I hope that's helpful. Have an incredible rest of your week, and I'll see you next time.